right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. If you can hear me all right, please put a 1 in the chat. Let me make sure my settings are on. Mic check. Good deal. All right. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday. Let me just go back to the top here. What's up, Anna? Good to see you. Hey Sharon, good to see you. We got our wonderful mods, Dee, Karen, Jennifer. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to do something special for the mods before the end of the year because they have been wonderful. And I've been working them a little bit more because I'm trying to pick up more shows. So I'm going to try to get on a more regular schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is usually the days I'd go live. I am trying to pick up think Tuesday and Saturday as well, which would be about this same time, except Steve usually goes Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So, but he's on the road right now, so I can kind of go usually when he's going live. So on those days, I may have to either go a little bit later or earlier, but we'll get something figured out here soon, and I'll make an announcement. Anyway, thank you guys so much for putting a 1 in the chat. Before we get started, we do have a very tragic unsolved case that happened earlier this year in April in Tempe, Arizona, which is basically real close to Phoenix, Arizona. Absolutely tragic. And so we're going to cover that case tonight. But before we get started here, let me get everything ready. There it is. Get this over here. So anybody that's new to the channel, welcome. I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing, and we always like to give back by showing missing person posters at the beginning of each show. We do take requests, and in front of me is a request that I have been helping with. And today's missing, we have Amber Arnett, who is 39 years old, just 5'4", 150 pounds. She went missing on June 25th of this year in Lansing, Michigan. And I'll pull up a better picture. But if you have any information, you can call 517-483-6679. Last seen wearing a black tank top, white writing, blue jeans, and black tennis shoes. And here, let me move that over. Oh, there she is. And there's a better picture of her there. And also there is a reward for any information that leads to finding Amber. Then we have another request. And I think it's back this way. We have Dimitri Perez. And I know it's probably hard to see what's written here, but he was just 24 years old. Went missing April 14th of last year. Last known location was Leakey, Texas. Just 5'9", 160 pounds. Black hair, brown eyes. Says Dimitri left his home on foot early morning hours without his phone or money. They found his shoes on the side of the road. He was wearing cargo shorts or pajama pants with white socks. He wears a gold chain with 2 crosses with the name Raylan and Shaylee. And he also has a mole on his shoulder. Just 24 years old, Dimitri Perez went missing out of Texas April of last year. All right. So on to today's case. Let me get it situated here, and I'll shout out the chat here for a minute. Let's see. Let's pull up this here. So this will be today's case. So we got, hey Gail, good to see you. We have Kathy Lawn with a super sticker, $3. Thank you so much, Kathy, for the support. You are so awesome. Thank you so much. And we have Boogie Green Street. Thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. I guess you caught the show last night about Kenny Beach, and yes, talking about the surveillance video. If you guys watched the show from last night, we covered Kenny Beach in the M Cave, and towards the end, I guess, what was it, 2018? He went missing 2014, so it's almost been 10 years. But in 2018, he was spotted on our surveillance camera at his sister-in-law's business, and there's a guy that's caught on surveillance, but it's not a great, since it's kind of like dark, the quality's not great, but the person that's in it looks just like Kenny Beach. It's kind of wild. So there are theories that he could still be alive and he just purposely disappeared. But anyway, so if you missed that, go check that out after tonight's live. Okay, so on today's show, which, like I said, this is a gut puncher. Because I watched the family. We have some footage, not a lot, and they had a little press conference, nothing big. I wish there was a few more answers that were questions that were asked, but and we'll talk about that here in a bit. But it was truly heartbreaking. I had to stop it multiple times because it hit me hard. So this is Mercedes Vega, just a 22-year-old part-time dancer, but she was working on becoming a personal trainer. So apparently she was working out 6 days a week, and then she would have one day a week where she got to treat herself, which is really cool. But yeah, she was just 22 years old, worked 2 nights a week dancing, but she wanted to become a personal trainer. She lived in Tempe, Arizona, which is basically just outskirts of Phoenix. She lived in the Aubrey, I'm not sure if they're apartment or condos. I think they're apartments, but they could be condos. She had 5 siblings and many friends who had nothing but amazing things to say about Mercedes. She was really smart, responsible, and obviously just starting her life. Just checking chat. Everything's good. Oh, thank you, Terry. Talking about last night. Yeah, it's an interesting case. This one is as well, and this one's unsolved, just like Kenny. So, sadly, on April 16th of this year, and we have a short little clip of the surveillance we'll watch in a bit. She was leaving her, I'm just going to call it apartments. I believe they're apartments, but they're very nice. And this is the location. And we'll look at the map as well. But she was leaving her apartment, the Aubrey, to go to eat at Dave & Buster's. Now they have a parking garage, and I was trying to find it. I think I have an idea of where it's located, but obviously it's located on the property, a parking garage for the residents. And you see her coming down. I don't know, maybe there's some stairs or something, but she's coming into the parking garage, and it's time-stamped at 9:15 and 20 seconds. And, we only get to see just a short clip of her kind of walking, and then it ends. Apparently, so she had a 2019 Dodge Charger, a white Dodge Charger, that was obviously that she owned, that was parked in the parking garage, and that's where she was headed to, so she could go to Dave & Buster's. This is the last known footage of Vega seen alive, because right after this video, as she is walking to her car, she would be abducted by one or more than one suspects right after she was approaching her vehicle, which is very sad. Lone Pony. Oh, you're the one that's right. You're the one that sent in. Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing Dimitri's information. All you do for the missing and their families. Oh, you're so welcome, Lone Pony. Like I said, anybody that's new to this channel, if you have a family member or friend that went missing recently or in the past, I'd be more than happy to feature them in an upcoming live show. Anything I can do to give back, because I wouldn't have this channel if it wasn't for you guys. So this is a team effort. Thank you so much, Lone Pony. So moving on, Vega's Dodge Charger. So obviously, she goes missing. The next day, so it was April 16th, so the next day, April 17th, Vega's Dodge Charger, her white Dodge Charger, was found abandoned the next day, illegally parked at what was known as the Culinary Dropout. I'm assuming maybe a restaurant. I'll have to look at it. And we'll look at the map as well, but it's only about 7-minute drive away and less than like 2 miles from where her home is, so not very far. Now, she wasn't with the vehicle, but her vehicle was abandoned. This is what kind of the 2019 Dodge Charger. Oops, let me clear that real quick. It's what the 2019 Dodge Charger looks like, and she had a personal license plate that said LUV 333, which definitely needs to go out to the public out there, because it's quite possible somebody saw this car that night, or that, specifically this license plate. It would definitely stick out for sure. So she was abducted at 9:15 p.m. on April 16th. Sadly, less than 4 hours approximately the next day, early morning hours of April 17th, Mercedes Vega, was found deceased in an unknown abandoned car. So not her car, because her car was abandoned nearby her home. This car, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of details right now. I wish we knew more, because maybe the public could help. But from what we know, is an unknown abandoned car that was set on fire. The unknown car was found by EMT just off I-10 in Tempe, close to mile marker 85 at approximately 1 a.m. So like I said, it had only been 4 hours that she had went missing until they found her in this abandoned car. So very short timeline. So yeah, it just means that it's short. So it probably means that when they found her, sadly, it just happened just after they had found her, given the timeline of events. Especially if it was one person. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to do in just that short amount of time. Because this is 68 miles away from her home. Sadly, Vega suffered from a gunshot wound to the shoulder. So, obviously, we cover true crime, so trigger warning. This is very, not too graphic, but it's very disturbing. So, just trigger warning. Vega suffered from a gunshot wound to the shoulder. She had bleach poured down her throat. She was also burned alive. Her homicide was the result of many things, but smoke inhalation was kind of the main cause of death, sadly. Apparently, they found gloves and bleach in what was left of the car. We don't know the exact extent of how badly it was burned. There's not much info as far as the abandoned car. Her body was laid in the back. That's how it's worded. So I don't know if it's in the back seat or in the trunk. I'm assuming maybe just back, the way they make it sound, because I'm assuming they would say trunk, but they just say Vega's body was laid in the back, and it was found next to a thing of lighter fluid. If you have any tips, you can call 1-800-WITNESS. There is a reward. I'm not sure. I think it's 5,000, maybe more right now. Yeah, truly terrible. Yeah, horrible. It is. Yeah, when I read this, like I said, we will listen to the family. I had to cut out a lot of the stuff from the family because it's so heart-wrenching. But we'll look at some details. But here's just kind of the basic timeline. There's not much, but like I said, we'll look at map time and stuff. But she was last seen at 9:15. We'll look at the security footage, which is at her apartment at the Aubrey. And then she's found at approximately 1 a.m. So, I mean, that's really 3 hours and 45 minutes, say approximately 4 hours or less from the time she's abducted till the time she's found. And then she's found 68 miles away I mean, that's quite a bit of ways. And given that she's not found in her vehicle, she's found in an unknown abandoned vehicle, does does make you wonder, was it more than one person that was behind this? Geneva, it sounds like it was planned prior. I think so, considering where her car was abandoned. Her car was abandoned. You would think that the suspect or suspects were parked nearby. And that's where maybe that vehicle that was found, the unknown vehicle, was parked close to where they abandoned her vehicle, so they transferred her to that vehicle. Or the other scenario, if there was two people, then it would be, they just drive to apartments, and then one gets out, abducts her, and one goes in her car, and then they drive, and the other one follows, and then drop off her car, and then they get an abandoned car, and then another one would follow. Yeah, it does make you wonder. I'm kind of leaning towards two people, but we don't know for sure. But we'll let's look at the video here, and then we'll look at the map as well, because you would think in this day and age, especially where this happened, you would think something would be caught on camera. Don says, wow, this one is making me cry. I'm not going to lie, Don. I was bawling when I was watching the family speak. It was truly gut-wrenching. I had to stop it. It was really tough. Like I said, this is definitely one of the more disturbing and sad, tragic cases I have covered this year. And clearly, this family deserves justice. So we will look at the footage. So here is the video I've got. Rabina? Is that how you pronounce it? Rabina? I hope I didn't butcher that. Do we know who she met up with for dinner? They didn't say. I think I'll have to look. I think there's a couple articles. We'll see. I would think she was meeting with somebody, but I'm not sure because it wasn't mentioned. So that's kind of a great question, actually. Yeah, so I'm not 100% on that. Gail Hurd gifted 1 mob crew membership. Thank you so much, Gail. You're so awesome. Looks like S.J. Howard was gifted the membership. My sister was abducted, and I'm sorry, I can't use the other word. 1979. Killer's still out there. Oh my gosh, GM Flower. I'm so sorry to hear that. Ugh. Terrible. And then, of course, back then, 1979? Oh my gosh. Obviously a lot has advanced with, with technology and stuff and DNA. And back then, it was so much tougher. I'm so sorry. All right, so here is kind of an update from the local news and the security footage, which isn't much.
It's unsolved.
Now, for the first time, Mercedes Vega's parents are speaking about this horrific crime, hoping it might get someone to come forward with some information. True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here tonight. You were talking earlier about how difficult this interview was.
Some of those interviews that just stick with you because they're so powerful and so emotional. This was one of them. It was truly one of the most emotional and intimate interviews I've ever done with two parents who had to learn their 22. They're desperate for answers. Why it happened and why no arrest has been made.
She suffered and she was tortured.
To do what you would do to someone, you really have no soul.
It's been nearly 7 months since Tom and Erica Pillsbury's world was turned upside down. Their 22-year-old daughter, Mercedes Vega, taken from them in the most heinous of ways.
I believe someone was forcing her or trying to force her to do something. That she said no. I know she died fighting.
It all began on the night of April 16th. The Pillsburys showing us this surveillance footage of Mercedes walking into her Tempe apartment parking garage just after 9 p.m.
I just noticed something. Nothing big, but is that a monitor with dates on it? Give me a second, guys. Okay, that's a monitor with dates. Oh, I was wondering if that was like multiple numbers. Oh, look at that. You would think now this is a newer complex here, because when I was looking on Google Maps, I'll have to look at the year, but it's definitely a newer building, maybe a couple of years old tops. And so I would think with this kind of place, they would have, quite a few cameras. I'm sure there's more than just this parking garage camera. So you would think they have more angles, and something was caught on one of them. But yeah, here's the footage. Obviously, it's just it's clipped. I don't know what else is on it, but if it's a stationary camera, I'm assuming maybe we just see her kind of walk off. I think she was also struck as well when she was first abducted, if I recall. But let me get to chat real quick, and then we'll keep playing here. Alan Hinkle gifted 1 Mob Crew membership. Thank you so much, Alan. Hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for the support. You were so awesome. Boogie knew where the camera's located. Yeah, that would be interesting. If they avoided the cameras, could mean that they knew her and knew this place, because it's definitely a newer area. You would think they have, quite the surveillance. Sweet Dreams, good to see you. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. You are so kind. Tiffany Feller, good to see you. I know. How does somebody get that evil? So sad. I know. It is. Chris, I really think it's related to the club she danced at. Rejected makes jealous female. Rejected makes jealous female love triangle. Could be. Yeah, considering she was a dancer, I could definitely see that angle for sure. I'm sure that's something that they're going to be looking at. Let me grab one more, and then we'll keep playing here. Don says, yeah, definitely someone she knows. I would think. It sounds like it, and we'll talk and we'll discuss a little bit more. Hey, Camilla, good to see you. For some reason, I'm thinking this was Mean Girls, and they run in pairs. She was beautiful, and girls are jealous. Ooh, that's some interesting insight. Actually, kind of interesting. Somebody else was saying the same thing, that the way this was done, except with the bleach, where the bleach went, that would suggest something else. But yeah, but maybe you did that, to kind of throw them off, to make it think it's a male suspect. That would be a really, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, that just, to throw them off is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, interesting way to look at it.
Mercedes walking into her Tempe apartment parking garage just after 9 p.m. She was on her way to meet friends.
Okay, you can see when she comes out that she does not have a care in the world. She's not paying attention to her surroundings.
She's dressed to go to Dave & Buster's.
That's why Tom believes she had no idea she was in danger when she left. In the early morning hours of April 17th, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says Mercedes Vega was found in a burning car off the I-10 near Tonopah. Now we know exactly how she died. According to the medical examiner's report.
Okay, of course, just trigger warning, especially anybody who's just coming in. There's not a lot of details, but just the details are very shocking and disturbing.
True Crime Arizona obtained. Mercedes was shot in the arm, hit in the head, had bleach in her throat, and eventually died from smoke inhalation while being burned alive in that car. Her parents believe death wasn't the ultimate goal, and she paid the price for fighting back.
Why would you not just shoot her in the parking garage?
She was tortured. ultimately, that if there's no other way you can say this, and this.
Her parents say she danced at a club 2 nights a week, and they are working to learn if her death was tied to somebody who met her at work and if there are other victims involved, while Mercedes' ashes now sit on their fireplace.
And also another thing, just like people are mentioning the club, possible admirers or jealous people. She worked out apparently 6 days a week. So I'm assuming she has a gym membership, goes to a particular gym. Maybe something happened at the gym that she ran into, and she turned somebody down, or the jealous angle there as well. But that would definitely be another lead, I would think. I'm sure they're probably looking into everything. Casey, yeah, good to see you. It's been a while. At GM, your sister must have been lied for others to be around. That's so painful and difficult to even try to make sense of how this person did get caught. Yeah, I am so sorry, GM. GM says there are many serial offenders. Yeah, many we don't even know about. It's mind-boggling. Alan says parking garages are dangerous in some places for sure. Yeah, even though obviously that looks well lit. Yeah, it's hopefully women can get pepper spray or firearm, but at the very least pepper spray. I thought about sending out pepper spray to some people, but I don't know how that would look. We sent out, the window breaker keychains because I figured I wouldn't get in trouble for that, but I don't know how sending out pepper spray, I'd get in trouble for that or not. No, it sounds kind of silly, but anyway, we'll keep going.
Across from a wall of pictures dedicated to her memory, the Pillsburys can only hope someone will speak up, because 7 months with no answers and no arrests is no justice at all.
It's eating us alive every single day because these persons are walking around and no one's being held accountable, and my daughter mattered.
Mercedes' mom and dad say they're working closely with MCSO on a silent witness reward for anyone who can come forward with information, and they'll have more on that in the coming weeks, guys.
Well, when you hear about the manner in which she was killed, graphic, right? And we do, unfortunately, so many types of stories like this. And in a lot of those cases, you hear, because it's so graphic, they knew the person. It was out of anger and out of rage. Do they have any details?
They really don't at this point. I mean, her dad does believe it was a targeted attack. They don't believe she knew she was in danger and that she would have told them if she felt like she was threatened or something was going on. So they don't think when she walked into that apartment parking garage that she knew something like that was going to happen. They do believe it was maybe something like money related, or somebody owed somebody something and she got caught in the middle of that. They also believe there might be more victims. So I think there's something bigger at play here. But no, I don't think she knew what was going on. And that's what is so awful. And you wonder what happened from that drive from Tempe to Tonopah. That's a long time to be tortured like that.
So
yeah, and what Steve said usually, so I wonder if this would add to the possibility of more than one person involved, because I think Steve said it's 7 miles or 10 minutes when disposing of a body. And I'm assuming that pertains to one main suspect. So I wonder in this kind of case, 68 miles, well over an hour, does that change? I wish we could pick Steve's brain here, but Steve is out on the road and sadly busy. He's going to be busy for a little while. Hey, Cop Brothers, good to see you. Jocelyn, thank you guys so much for your amazing hard work. And a new fancy parking garage without multiple cameras is crazy. I know, you would think there'd be so many. And that's why I was trying to look at that when they were kind of zooming out, because you could kind of see their program. and I may take another screenshot of that, but we'll continue.
You showed
on
us the
here.
video of her walking into the parking garage. Was it her car that she was found in burning?
No, and so
Somebody
that's
else's car.
it's some other car. Her car actually was found abandoned at the Culinary Dropout in Tempe. So they don't know how her car got from point A, the apartment, to Culinary Dropout. Who drove the other car to Tonopah and then left it there burning?
Or whose car it was?
Or whose car it was. No, and so they're trying to figure that out too. There's a lot of moving parts here and a lot of unknowns. But her dad told me, he's like, they could have gone out just a little bit further off the road and left her body there, and nobody really would have known. But it was a show of a crime. They knew that this car was going to be found on fire, one of the most popular and busiest freeways from here to LA. I mean, somebody was going to find that. They found it quickly, and unfortunately, they just didn't get to her fast enough to where they could save her. So, God, you want them to have answers, and this is a family that cares. Yeah.
Information and allow the family and friends to speak.
So this was really gut-wrenching. I had to cut this down. This is we got 5 minutes, and then we'll look at the map and we'll kind of see, because when you look at this area, it's a lot of it's brand. I mean, it looks like it's just it's a developing. It's an area that's in development and is growing, and a lot of the stuff looks brand new, and has and you would think. With these newer complexes and buildings being put up, would have the proper security, and then of course everybody's getting door cameras. So like I said, we'll definitely take a look at the map because it's interesting. It just blows me away that there hasn't been more that's been caught on camera. Although we may not know, they may have more stuff, obviously, because when it comes to this case, there's not a lot of details. I wish we knew more about the abandoned car. I feel like that's where the public could probably help the most.
For having this group of loving friends and family talk about.
I am going to apologize right now because I had to mess with the volume because it was only coming in one ear. It was recorded in mono, but in one side, and then the volume goes up and down. So I try to kind of fix it, but it still might be a little loud or it might be soft. So I apologize in advance.
Mercedes Vega, I do want to share with everybody what occurred nearly 1 year ago. On April 17th, 2023, at about 12:30 in the morning, Department of Public Safety received a 911 call about a car that was on fire. This incident took place outside of Tonopah, Arizona, about 10 miles west of the Tonopah exit off of Interstate 10 near milepost 85. A local fire department also responded, put the vehicle fire out, and they found a young woman inside that was deceased. This young woman was later identified as 22-year-old Mercedes Vega. Maricopa County Sheriff's homicide detectives responded and assumed this investigation into this violent and horrific crime. Detectives, families, friends, our community in general, we're all searching for answers, and we're hoping that this press conference may lead to some of those answers. We ask that, if you have any information, if you have the smallest bit of details that might lead to an arrest, please call 480-WITNESS, 480-TESTIGO, or you can always go to silentwitness.org and provide your own tip. All of these tips, whether it's online or over the phone, are anonymous. We're not going to ask names. We're not going to ask any identifying information. We just want to know what you may have that can lead us to a closure in this case. With that being said, Erica, Tom, thank you again for coming and showing your courage, your commitment. Can you please...
The surveillance video for leaving.
Okay, so like I said, I really wish there was more questions asked because, like I said, my big one is the car details. Any details about the car? But they asked about the surveillance footage, and of course, so they don't have a mic, so you can barely hear what they're asking. But they're basically asking the parents, was there anything on the surveillance, and kind of like the basic timeline.
The apartment, the car found at Culinary Dropout. Have any of you learned anything more that might be a detail that could be important to piecing together the timeline of that night?
I think it's important that her car, 2019 Dodge Charger, had the LUV 333 license plate, so it might be an identifier. that someone might recognize, or maybe it'll jog someone's memory.
And this is the detail that they want out there, and that is the license plate, because that would stick out, with a personalized license plate, LUV 333.
Maybe it'll jog someone's memory.
Yeah,
a personalized
no, good
license
question.
plate on the white 2019 Dodge Charger might be a point that might trigger someone.
But to your question, I don't feel like it's gone much farther. I do believe that walking Mill Avenue where her car was found, and actually going in personally and talking to GMs and managers, and this is a topic of conversation on Mill Avenue. The main reason it's a topic of conversation is because of the age and the location and how many young women and men are on that area 7 days a week. There's people that are afraid to walk to their cars at night. GM told me that. She's like, I run a very popular restaurant and I put a lot of money in the safe and I have to walk to my car at 2:30 in the morning. So I do believe what these young ladies have done and getting it out there, people. I do believe someone's going to slip up sitting at a table and someone's going to overhear it. I do believe that. That's what I believe Mill Avenue's got going. Anything else?
When you say Mill Avenue, do you mean downtown Tempe?
Yes, where all the college bars are. Because her car was found at the culinary drop-off, which is not right. It's not far. You can walk to it from there. But like I said, it is a topic of conversation. I've been there twice, and every place that I went into knew about it and took the time to talk to me, and some of them have actually placed it on their their websites for the employees to warn them to be careful and to pay attention. It's because the nature of it, that's yeah. But,
Was there
okay.
any surveillance video found outside of culinary dropout that would have shown her car getting to that?
Not that we're
Not
aware
that we're aware of.
They're asking if
I
there's
believe
surveillance
that
video.
people that were at the lodge the night of April 16th or that stayed in the apartment complex near the lodge should be looking at their cameras and video footage as well, because there is a dark road right there, right across from culinary dropout, so that could have possibly been a place that they went to, so that would be an important area to look out in if you were anywhere near the lodge or the apartment complex by the lodge.
I'm a Spanish speaker, but I intended on being silent today. Yeah, I'm sorry. I understand. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She went to Basha High School and Santan Junior High. She wanted to become a personal trainer. She worked out 6 days a week. As a 22-year-old, she was very responsible. She barely drank. She would dedicate one night a week to go and not be on her food plan and not work out. She was very driven.
One second, Chad. I'm just looking for the lodge here.
I forgot all the questions.
She had five other siblings, and she did dance 2 nights a week.
Okay, so that was the video, and we'll recap everything if you just came in and missed any part of the show. But so this is where her car went. Okay, so here we'll just kind of start the beginning. So this is her apartments. I'm assuming it's apartments. They're very nice. So as you can see, this is where we're supposed to be. But if it depends on, or is it this one here? No, it's not this one. See, there it is. That's so weird. Yeah, this, as you can tell, this is definitely new. Newer. And that was the building. And the parking garage is, not sure where the parking garage is. I'm assuming it'd be probably the tallest structure. Let's go around it here. This is the back side of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think we can see it from here. It's about the only place. So we can see it. I think this is it, and it seems like it's kind of goes underground. That looks like it. Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. Now open, so yeah, it's definitely new. So that's where it started, and here's an overlook, and you can see where you can go underground right here. There's like the road that goes, so I'm assuming the parking garage is maybe here or here. I'm not 100% sure. I guess it would make sense right here. This structure here, because it goes under right there. So yeah, your parking garage would be here. Then you would come out. And so anyway, if we travel just from where she was abducted to where her car was dropped off, not far. It says 2.1 miles, but that's kind of like the traveling distance. I would say like really that's like a mile, but obviously you're traveling over a bridge and zigzagging. But it's only, what was it? How many minutes? 7 minutes. So don't know the exact spot, but this is the Culinary Dropout. I'm not sure what that is. If that's a bar, restaurant. And then I guess all down around this area is where, and let me move this over a little bit, is where kind of like bars, and it's quite a popular area. Sorry, I'm trying to get the map so you guys can all see it here. But so yeah, somewhere illegally parked. So maybe it was out on this road here, maybe. And then, so I would think if it was one person, so let's say if it was one person, and then let me know your guys' thoughts. That person would have had to park here, somewhere around in here, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming if it was one person, they would have to transfer very close from one car to the next. So I would assume if it was one person, they would park close by to wherever they dumped her car, then would have walked all the way to her apartment, abducted her with her in her vehicle, either with her driving or them driving, and then stopped somewhere here, and that's where they would abandon the car and get in the other car, and that's assuming one suspect, and then they would take her 68 miles west and abandon her off the middle of the freeway. But then how would they get away? You know, if that was their car, like, did they just stroll off? I mean, so here's a look, and we'll come back at this because there's got to be cameras. I mean, there has to be. But I'm curious where the lodge is. I'll have to look that up here in a minute. But let me show you guys. Interstate. Oh, I might have to do it this way. Interstate 10. There it is. Right there, right there, right there, and boom. Yep. So this is from. Really, it should be. So yeah, it's about an hour drive from where they switched cars. Travels 68 miles. And this is a pretty busy freeway because it goes all the way to California, apparently. And it was apparently just off the side of the freeway. Let's see, are we on the right side? Yeah. So I'm assuming just literally mile marker 85 is... Let me look at this sign here. I had found it earlier. Yeah, Los Angeles, only 300 miles. But yeah, it's mile marker 85 is like somewhere around in this area. So the car would have just been off to the side of the road on fire, and absolutely tragic. But the question would be, if it was one person and then they abandoned the vehicle, then what'd they do? I mean, where are they going to go? If we kind of bounce back out, like, there's no like town or anything. I mean, you got farmland here, but this is kind of like the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, this sounds like there's more than one involved here, which is scary. And I think the parents believe that there's a good possibility that these people have either done it before or will do it again, especially have gotten away with it for 8 months. Camilla says they found her blood and bodily fluid in parking lot, so she was probably hit in the head. Yeah, that's right. She was attacked. So we'll look at that surveillance video. And if you missed anything, if you just came in, I'll recap the story. Let's just take a look at that video.
Of a young Tempe woman who was found murdered in a burning.
So here's the up. If you guys missed it, I'll just play the beginning just in case anybody missed it.
Who was found murdered in a burning car off the freeway. That case remains unsolved.
Now, for the first time, Mercedes Vega's parents are speaking about this horrific crime, hoping it might get someone to come forward with some information. True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here tonight. You were talking earlier about how difficult this interview was.
Some of those interviews that just stick with you because they're so powerful and so emotional. This was one of them. It was truly one of the most emotional and intimate interviews I've ever done with two parents who had to learn their 22.
I had to kind of edit that out because
they're desperate for answers. Why it happened and why no arrest has been made.
She suffered and she was tortured.
To do what you would do to someone, you really have no soul.
It's been nearly 7 months since Tom and Erica Pillsbury's world was turned upside down. Their 22-year-old daughter, Mercedes Vega, taken from them in the most heinous of ways.
I believe someone was forcing her or trying to force her to do something that she said no. I know she died fighting.
It all began on the night of April 16th. The Pillsburys showing us this surveillance footage of Mercedes walking into her Tempe apartment parking garage just after 9 p.m. She was on her way to meet friends.
You can see when she comes out that she does not have a care in the world. She's not paying attention to her surroundings. She's
dressed to go to Dave & Buster's.
That's why Tom believes she had no idea she was in danger when she left. In the early morning hours of April 7th,
So yeah, I wonder if any of the attack is on camera. If anyone knows, let me know. I did as much research, but there's always more, when it comes to especially learning new cases. Christina, good to see you. Thank you so much for gifting a Mob Crew membership. And guess who? And of course, who got it? Unearthed Secrets. Carolyn, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. That's pretty cool. Don says, how do you become a member? My mods can help you with that. There's a link here. If you're on the iPhone, there's a few steps you got to take. You got to kind of, here's the Nightbot has the formula to get a membership if you're on iPhone. Keeper True Crime and Paranormal, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. They say hello, and they also, I wanted to put that up because that was kind of interesting. I kind of figured it was something like that. I was going to look that up. So 333 is angel numbers, obviously half 666. Angel numbers means it's a powerful symbol of divine presence, protection, and love, bringing support and positivity. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know. Is blood could? I would think blood would be a part of bodily fluid, wouldn't it? I mean, one of the bodily fluids. I guess that's kind of a good question. Wish we had Steve. I know he could answer that. Yeah, the body and burning car was found on a very, very busy I-10 West. Law enforcement said they wanted her found. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we talked about it. Android. Yeah, so it should just be. You just click on my channel homepage. You should just if I type something in, you can click on it. And then next to subscribe button, next to it says join, and that's how you become a member, and you can choose a level. If you have any more questions, you can email me or ask the mods. GM says yes, blood, bodily fluid. I'm a nurse. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Blood, and other things, but yeah, that makes sense. Saliva, yeah. Yeah, Chevy Metals got it. I won't read it, but yeah, that sounds about right. It doesn't sound like no, Junior, because obviously she was still alive, because she was even shot in the arm, which may have happened later on. But she died from smoke inhalation, so it means she was alive when the car was set on fire and her set on fire, which is really absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, let's look at that article. Maybe there might be something I missed in this article. Like I said, I always try to do as much research, but when it's a new case, there's always going to be details you may miss. So I'm going to read through this, and then we'll just quickly recap everything. Probably won't probably go hour and 20 minutes approximately, so it's almost been an hour. So it says Mercedes Vega body was found on the side of highway 60 miles, actually it was 68, west of her Arizona home. Her offender or offenders remain on the loose, which is very scary. This happened in April of this year in Tempe, Arizona, which is really close to Phoenix, Arizona. She did dancing 2 nights a week, but she wanted to become a personal trainer. She worked out 6 days a week. So, but I'll keep reading this. On Tuesday, her family gathered outside the police department to talk about her issues and plead for answers. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office deputies were investigating an abandoned burning car when they found her body. The car was left outside the small Nevada town of Tonopah. Small Nevada town? I think they got that wrong. Which is west of Vega's home in Tempe, a suburb of Phoenix. Isn't Nevada, is it? Is Tonopah Nevada? That's still Arizona, right? Did I get that wrong? Yeah, Vegas. Oh, yeah, that's way off. Anyway, sorry. Where was I? The car was left out. Okay, yeah. A medical examiner deemed the death homicide after determining she died of smoke inhalation. They also found she suffered from blunt force trauma and a gunshot wounds. It's interesting they say gunshot wounds. The report said that bleach and gloves were discovered in the front of the car. Vega's body was laid in the back besides lighter fluid. 8 months after the tragedy, the family is now speaking out, which is kind of what we saw that little press conference. And like I said, it's just truly heartbreaking. So let's look at the map one more time. Let me know in the chat. If you think one person was involved, put a 1. If you think 2 or more were involved, put a 2. Kind of curious what you guys think in chat. My personal opinion, I'm thinking 2 people possibly. And some people mentioned they believe could possibly be female, which is an interesting perspective. So she was still alive when they burned the car, yes. That's why I say this is truly one of the more disturbing cases of this year. Oh wow, Minnie too. Interesting. Carolyn, the solo one. Oh, Cunningham thinks 1. I mean, definitely plausible. Definitely a lot of things. Ben says 2 plus. Making it sure that there's more than just 2. 2 if female. Interesting. Yeah, what a terrible odd case. I really wish we knew more about the car. I feel like that's, in my opinion, that's... Is that Nevada? I gotta switch it here. Nevada's up here. Here's the border. Unless maybe there's another town, Tonopah, but this is where she was found. Because I looked this all up before this. So yeah, no, Las Vegas goes to here. This is Nevada. We're much further south. That's why I was like, doesn't sound right. Because yeah, this one leads straight to Cali. It doesn't cut through Nevada because obviously it's further down south. That's why I was like, yeah, because we're up here and we're kind of at the middle point of Nevada. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, I mean, to travel that distance but just to look at this area. Oh, the lodge. I wanted to look up the lodge because she was mentioning, her friend mentioned, she felt like, so here's Arizona ASU. This is the campus here. It obviously is very popular. College kids. And she said the lodge. Let's see if I can find, I wish, let's see. The lodge. Gosh, I wonder how many lodges. Tempe, Arizona. Let's see if we can get any kind of the Lodge Sasquatch Kitchen. No, because it was, what did they say the lodge was? It was like it's got to be like a college. The Lodge College campus, maybe? Oh, maybe this is directions. How close is it? Okay, so it is right there. I wonder if she meant that lodge. Yeah, because that is living right there, and that would make sense. So they're this is Farmer Ave, which is, if we go down the street here, just to show you guys, this is where the car was abandoned. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down here, so this is where the car was abandoned. So it sounds like one of the friends, and I'm sure more of them. Oh, there it is, the lodge. They think somebody could have maybe some cameras or something that caught something going down this road here. I mean, with these newer buildings, you would think they would have and gosh, this road isn't even done on this one. That's crazy. Dom, I'll pull up. There we go. Gifted 1 Mob Crew membership. Thank you guys so much for the gifted memberships. And Dom, thank you so much. You are so awesome. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate the support. Dun, dun, dun. Keeper, true crime, apparent observer, car run out of gas. We don't know. Just keep in mind, it's the car she was found in was not her car. Her car was abandoned just nearby from where she was taken. So if we just look at the thing that I made up here. So this is where she was abducted, her apartments, and then this is where her car was abandoned. But then she was taken another 68 miles west from there and was dumped in another car that we don't know, which I feel like that is got to be something that the public could help with. Makes me wonder what the condition of the car is in, considering it was involved in a fire. Was it, badly burned? You'd think they'd make a model at the very least, but who knows? Maybe we'll get more. I will look more into it for sure. Why the lodge don't have cameras? Yeah, I'm sure someone has cameras. It's just, if we can find them, but yeah, we don't know. We don't know anything about the car other than it was not her car and obviously abandoned on the side of the freeway. And it was driven over 68 miles. And so you would think if it was one person, they abandoned her, light this car on fire. Obviously, that's going to create a lot of attention. And I doubt you're just going to be wandering off. You're in the middle of nowhere. Look at this. You got farm agriculture due south, but there's nothing. So I would think there's got to be two people involved. You'd have to think it'd have to be two people involved. Or else, I'm sure, I'd hope they were covering the freeway, because I'm sure somebody would see that we reported some random person running, along the freeway. Man, what a strange case. Getaway car. Yeah, there's got to be a second car involved. So 3 cars total involved. That doesn't get any more confusing. GM says, yeah, Tonopah out in the middle of very flat land. Yeah, middle of nowhere here. Yeah. Your next town is... Gosh, is that a town? Yeah, that's a town. So another 40 miles, maybe? I don't know, man. What a strange case. Hopefully, guys can share this video, get the word out there. Somebody had to have seen something. And if more than one person is involved, the family's kind of hoping that, somebody, if there are more than one offenders, they're hoping one of them will, accidentally slip up and brag about it in some way. And so hoping they do get justice soon. Yeah, that's crazy. I was just thinking about that. This is not too far from the Daniel Robinson case. Yeah, because it's just north of here. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Trying to think. Sun City. Trying to look for that road that he would take. Yeah, it's been a while since I covered it. But yeah, it's up here north, where David Robinson went missing. So yeah, kind of strange. And Arizona, just in general, obviously, we've featured over 2,000 missing people, and I would say I would say an easy 30%, maybe 33. So like a quarter or a third of missing people that I've featured on this channel have been from Arizona. Not to scare the people that are in Arizona, but it's kind of scary. Some people believe that's part and due because you do have the cartel that's not far, obviously, with Mexico. So, but yeah, it's a scary statistic for sure. Kiefer, true crime and paranormal. We're on the same wavelengths tonight. Gail, good to see you. Thank you so much for gifting another Mob Crew membership. That is so awesome. Looks like Dawn was gifted the Mob Crew membership. That was very sweet. So yeah, so we're gonna get ready to finish up here. I wish I had more, and I wish we could. Oh, I did want to look at this. Hold on. This was the screenshot of the right side of the computer that they were looking at. So this is the days of the month, obviously. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was wondering if some of these numbers meant like the numbers to the camera, you know. I mean, obviously they got to have more than just the parking garage camera, I'd hope. But anyway, so as far as what's coming up, like I said, usually for those that have been here for a long while, usually I'd go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm trying to go at 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now I'm trying to pick up Tuesday and Saturday as well. I'm trying to do 5 days a week for a while, just because it's been kind of slow, and this is my job, and as far as my short videos, they're not doing too well, just because there's not really, huge cases that are obviously that YouTube's, algorithm is, helping with. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be probably going live 5 days a week. Still gonna. I meant to work on some stuff for the members and the Patreons today, but I will work on that tomorrow, and I'll have something out for you guys. And also, another way, if you're new to the channel, to support the channel is becoming a Patreon. We do upload different things from the memberships to kind of switch it up from for those that are both members and Patreons. Anyway, so that's the thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday is going to be kind of the planned live show. And then hopefully Sunday will be the members live show. Last Sunday, my power went out, so I couldn't do it. Casey Ann says, thank you for putting this all together and sharing your contact, Chris. Thank you so much, Casey Ann. And thank you so much for your amazing support. I've been a member for quite a while. I remember... it seems like it came on around, or at least as far as a member, with the Alex Murdoch case. And man, it seems like that was just yesterday. Vonta Blue, awesome. I'll try to catch you when I can. Thank you so much, Vonta Blue. Thank you for another worthy spotlight of such a horrific crime. May her family find peace and receive justice. Thank you, Heather Bell. Well said. Yeah, Delphi or Idaho for sure. And I still will do Delphi, and I may do Idaho. It's been a long time since I've covered Idaho, but the way with Idaho, it's, in my opinion, it's almost 10 times worse than Delphi. Just, yeah. Danger Dave, good to see you. Hello, I hope you're doing well. But yeah, we'll definitely do a Delphi show maybe once or twice this week. But I know people get burned out on Delphi, so I don't want to be covering it every day. So yeah, they do. They take. They say they take around 30%, which means can be a little bit more, a little bit less. So it's yeah. But I appreciate everybody that can support, that does it. I know not everybody's financially in the same spot, and it is definitely hard times. Gail, I think I missed your $5 donation earlier. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. You are so awesome. I think I got them all. And thank you guys so much that could do it and support the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely intrigued by the Idaho case. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a show. I'm pretty sure this week because it's been a while since I've covered it. So, James says, followed since the first Murdoch stuff. Right on. That's awesome. Yeah. What a wild case. Alan upgraded to Light the Way, Tier 2. Thank you so much, Alan. You're so awesome. I like the not so public cases, Chris. We were burned out on the big ones. Yeah, that's why I've been doing these kind of cases, especially because they deserve just the same recognition as any other case, you know. But sadly, you know, it really comes down to YouTube. Yes, Tonopah is Nevada, pronounced Tonopah. Yeah, Tonopah. Tonopah and Tonopah? Boy. Yeah, you guys should see Tooele. I shouldn't have said the word, dang it. But if I didn't pronounce that, just try to pronounce that word if I didn't already announce it. But I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't know if you can see that well, but Tooele. I've heard so many different combinations of that word pronounced, and the guy that butchered it probably the worst was Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures. Oh, I can't remember how he pronounced it, but it was badly butchered, and it's a word to everybody. If you're not local, you're 9 out of 10. If you get it right the first time, you are lucky. But yeah, it's normally most people when they first say it, they go Thule, but it's Tooele. But Zach Bagans, I don't know how he did it, but he stepped it up, and I wish I could find it, but he really butchered it. Anyway, happens to the best of us. To Allah, yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. So I'm working on the pet outro. I'll have the music set for tomorrow's show. So I'm just gonna run through them real quick. We got Baby Mo, Little Raccoon. We got Dove. We got Edith, so beautiful. We got John Dutton. We got Chloe sitting next to the Christmas tree. Another picture of Mo. Oh my God, I want me a baby raccoon now. We got Riley. Such a pretty, really beautiful coat. Then one of my favorite black cats, Salem. We got Sachet LaRue. Beautiful. I forget that. I want to say Pomeranian. That's not right though. Shadow. And then we got Sherlock Cunningham and Susie and Marley. Of course, those cats love the cardboard boxes. Another one of Sherlock, 'cause I had to get another one. And Tigger. It's got the bell on, ready for Christmas. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'll get that all put together here soon. Don, did you? Okay, I could probably add one more in. If you did, I'll definitely. Oh, he called it Tuella? I know he did something that was. Yeah, I think it was something funny. Oh, I died. Alan says, I want a baby sea otter now. Anyway, we like to show pet animals at the end to kind of desensitize and add some levity to the show. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the amazing support. And I'll look out for it, Don. His name is Mister. Okay. All right, much love to you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Aiming for 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, thank you, mods. Jocelyn, Copperhorse, D, Karen, Jennifer. And I always miss somebody's name just because it's going to happen.